I've been taking care of you for quite a while now. How many doctors do you think you've been to see over your lifetime?
I can't even begin to express how many doctors I've seen. It's well over 200.
Over 200?
It's over
Okay.
200 different doctors that I've seen throughout my life because I've also been to every state in the United States. I've been all over the world. I've stayed in different places for months at a time. And so I've had to
Okay.
see different doctors. But
All right.
when I come to the States, I've seen I can actually tell you from the States, I have seen 91 different doctors since I was 7 years old.
All right. And seeing that many different doctors, okay, that doesn't happen to most people. You'd agree to that, right?
100% agree.
Okay. Now, your mom, she taught at Harvard, right?
Yes.
You are one of those people that are recognized for your skills in cybersecurity.
Yes.
When you're recruited for your skills, because you understand code, you understand risk, you can identify things,
Yep.
and people ask you, they fly you wherever you need to set up their infrastructure.
Yes.
And what is the number one thing that you see as a problem when it comes to healthcare entities and healthcare breaches?
I would say the number one thing that I see is data, is information security. So it's never somebody stole a whole bunch of patient records because those are secure. Those are locked away, they're tight. Nobody's getting to them except for the doctors. But what I see is patients' information being released a lot, whether it be the front end of the website or some sort of information leak that people are getting client names, emails, passwords, things like that, and they can use those to potentially access other websites as well because a lot of people use the same exact passwords.
You're a white hat, but
Yes.
you deal with black hats and
Yes.
you understand that the risks that are out there, no one cares what your cholesterol level is. They want to be able to take your information
Yep.
and take out loans against that,
Yes. And they want your social security number. They want all of your information. That's all they need is your information.
right? One of the things that Medicare used to do was they would put their social security number on everybody's Medicare card. And we got into this habit of needing social security numbers. But when Medicare switched it over, where they had a unique code that was not against their social security number, that was one of the biggest steps in security for one of the most vulnerable populations. When that happened, did you notice anything in terms of cybersecurity, like from a cybersecurity standpoint, about the bad actors changing their game?
Actually, if I have to be 100% honest, I did not
Okay.
because they are just going to keep coming and coming because if you have to think, a lot of these black hat hackers are, a lot of them are ADHD and a lot of them are like 10 to 17 years old.
And when it comes to ADHD being on the spectrum, you're also going to have a lot of people that are not diagnosed and they're being pushed around from one doctor to another. The reason you end up seeing a lot of doctors throughout your lifetime is because either they give up on you or they refer out,
Yeah.
right?
And I've experienced both of those.
How long have I been your doctor?
Three and a
Let
half
me say
years.
3.5 years. Okay. Let me say it this way. Since I started taking care of you, how many doctors do you think you've seen?
Zero other than you.
Cool. Okay. I like that. But I also still recommend you to see other specialists. Right now, the
I mean,
goal is
other than when you
5.
referred me to for like in-person things like getting blood
Yeah.
tests or something, that's the only reason I've seen other doctors except for maybe going to the ER or something like that.
Yeah.
But
But for regular ongoing care. Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. Right now, I know you kept detailed records about your medical costs and you got a spreadsheet there, but If we were to talk to Blue Cross Blue Shield and say that what I'm doing is worthwhile, they're going to want to see numbers. What are those numbers for you? What your costs were before I started taking care of you, and what your costs have been since I started taking care of you. If you want to pull up your spreadsheet and okay, that's
Let's
fine
see
too.
here. All right, let's see here. Let's bring up Excel. All right. So this is an exorbitant amount of money. Okay, so since 1997 is when I started keeping records of it. That is when I got my first computer, or took apart the old computer, made my own.
Okay, that's right. You build your own computers. Okay, I get
Yeah.
it.
But so since 1997, I've spent a total of $1.27 million. And that is up until 2021.
That was out of pocket,
That was
or
out of pocket with insurance.
and had you not had insurance, how much would that have been?
10.3 million.
All right. How much have you spent since I started taking care of you?
$3,797.14 for 3.5 years.
Yeah, I know what I'm worth. Okay. But now you know that I want to approach other people with ADHD who have run out of options. That's where the GoFundMe, and I have your permission to post this for my GoFundMe.
Absolutely.
This is my call out to everybody else that watches this video. If you give me 50 bucks, I will spread it out. I will figure out to get the most out of it. And it is something that may not be worthwhile to everybody, but when you look at real numbers here, this is what happens. So, this is the broader message to the rest of the world, to Blue Cross Blue Shield, to United, to Humana, to all the powers that be, to all the politicians out there. Okay. These kids that are running up these charges and medical bills because they're not being properly addressed, they're just going to turn around and break into your systems and pay for their bills this way. Right now, I'm offering an option. I have ADHD myself. I'm a doctor with ADHD. You would say, I get it, right? I understand what it is, okay, compared to other people. It's because I've chosen to find out what it means. When I got diagnosed, I was already a doctor. I'd already been indoctrinated with all the things they teach us about ADHD, which is essentially one or two lectures in medical school. Okay. Oh, ADHD? Yeah, you're gonna have trouble studying. What else? Well, if you don't diagnose it, then people are gonna develop having borderline personality disorder because of repeat trauma. Yeah, we don't talk about that. That's something that I had to learn about. All the people that end up in mental health institutions, when they say, oh, we don't have funding for taking care of people, I would argue that no, we already do have funding for it. It's just that we are spending it and getting zero in return. Okay. And you used to code for a certain AI platform. I'm
Yep.
not going to say any names right now, but that AI platform that people are utilizing right now to create the new era of industry, everyone's tagging into that AI platform. Okay. You used to code certain parts of it. And I think once you gave me the stat also, how many lines of code did you code roughly to make?
There were millions of lines of code that we had to
Because
compile
that's
down.
how much did you do?
I did a little over 500,000 lines of code for them.
If someone were to ask you to write an essay right now,
That'd be
the
easy.
okay, I didn't even finish the question yet, so now I have to modify a little bit.
No, it doesn't even matter. If it has to do with computers, it'd be easy.
Okay, now this is what I'm going to actually tell you. I was like, this is part of the ADHD. It's like the geopolitical ramifications of Henry VIII on gold prices. Okay.
So Henry VIII, during that time, he was currently fighting the Spanish for gold, and so he was actually going around and he was going around and taking everybody else's gold and basically compiling it into his own country and raising up the prices and selling it out, making it a commodity.
Okay. Now, to any layperson, they'd be like, "Did you just pull that up out of nowhere?" Just like I pulled that question out of thin air, right? Okay. You gave a very general answer, yet it was very oddly specific.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because that's the way your brain works. Tell me something that your brain does not work on, where your brain just shuts down.
Questioning.
Why?
I just go into full shutdown mode.
There we go. That's the difference. When we're taking everything that I've been doing, I don't sit there questioning you. I
No,
just rather ask you what you think about something and let your brain come in. That's the difference between what everybody else has been doing. Here, fill out this form, take this survey, take these questionnaires,
I
and you'll be like, I don't see the point. But then when I have a conversation, we get so much more stuff done.
yes.
If there's a secret sauce, that would be it. No longer secret. Okay.
Yeah.
But then if you were to ask anybody with ADHD, they'd be like, dude, I could have told you this.
Yeah. I could have told you how to just get over this. Come on, man.
All right. So I'm gonna
So let
post.
me could I ask
Yeah,
you a
go
question?
go ahead.
Um, what things do you typically see come along with ADHD?
Trauma. Trauma. That's it. Trauma. Trauma from being told they're not good enough. Trauma from people leaving, divorce, abandonment. Okay. Trauma from being told that you don't act right. Okay. From such an early age that that becomes your new identity. Okay. And that's it. Everything else is a comorbid disorder. It's a comorbidity or whatever. No, it's trauma. You hurt, you get hurt, you hurt some more, you get hurt some more, and it's just a vicious cycle. How do you break that? I don't know. Yeah, guy came along 2,000 years ago and gave us the magic answer. It's called the golden rule. It's like treat others as you'd want to be treated. I was like, all that stuff works tremendously well, a lot better than Adderall. Okay. But
And
if
do
I
you
were to
think
say that in medical terms, I'd be like, well, well, we're cutting short on time right now. I have to get to my next patient right now, but you're good for your copay. We're good. Sure, we'll circle around to it. Oh, by the way, let me check your cholesterol. It's called deflection. That's what every doctor does. Okay.
yeah.
When they don't know the answer
And
to something.
and I have never heard you deflect. I've genuinely only heard you say, I don't know. Let me go look. Let me go figure it out. And then you'll get back to me. And I appreciate that.
Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later, okay?
All right.